Morning, hope you're all having an awesome day. If you're looking to up your sales game, then this video is for you. About 2 years ago, I started in sales, and I'm honestly by no means an expert or master, but if this video can help you or help one person improve, then it'll all be worth it. So if you don't know who I am, I'm just a boring guy wearing a hat. Kidding, my name is Cooke-Tait. I'm a retail store manager / marketer, and I make these videos to hopefully help you make more money, learn something new, get better at marketing, and grow with you on that process. If that sounds like a journey you're in for, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss what I post next. And fundamentally, the hamster that keeps the wheels turning in the business is sales. Without sales, nothing else happens. What you do on your marketing front should be leading to more sales. If it's not, then that's a marketing issue. Once you're in front of a customer, taking them through your process, then that's when you're in sales mode. Great salespeople ask a lot of qualifying or quality questions to get the prospect to explain their problem and persuade themselves into buying. Depending on what industry you sell in or what specifically you sell will determine how your questions vary from what I'm about to share. And becoming better at sales is a high leverage skill because one small tweak in your process could help you close a deal that you wouldn't have otherwise. If you have a process you take customers through every time, you're better able to understand what's working and what's not working. And by having a process, you have a repeatable framework you can use each time you sell, which means measurable results for you. And understanding your process also helps you look at and analyze your process to see which parts are productive and which are a waste of time. Ultimately, upskilling in sales will put you in the best position possible to achieve the outcomes you desire. Without a process or without a framework, you're left to the mercy of a customer's buying process, which normally is pretty sucky. And as a salesperson, you're in charge and the leader in the situation. You fundamentally have what they need. And from my sales experience and some sales training that I've done, I've built a framework that I use for each sale that I make. If it's a repeat customer or someone I have a relationship with, I'll usually not use all of the steps and we'll probably have a general kind of chat at first as well. With new customers or those I'm unfamiliar with, I'll skip to step 1 of this framework. It starts with understanding what the prospect is looking for. Why are they in your store in the first place? What are they looking for? You need to establish why they are there and if there's a sale to be made in the first place. Establish the basis of their visit so you can have a productive conversation. You can start by asking, are you looking for something? If they respond with just looking, you can follow up with, is there something you're looking for? Some people generally are just looking and not in a position to buy anything. You should just move on and go do something else, which isn't wasting your time. If they're interested, however, in a product, for example, I would still stay with them and see if there's a way I can provide value, because they might not be looking to buy today, but that doesn't mean they'll never be ready to buy. So any amount of value I provide them with today could come back to help me close a sale in the future. Other people will respond with, we're looking for an X. Once you know what they're looking for, find out why they're looking for the thing, you can ask, okay, and what was it that has you looking for an X, Y, and Z? For what I sell, they'll likely follow up with we're building a new kitchen, our washing machine just broke, for example. I call this phase the establishment phase because you're establishing why they're there and positioning yourself as their trusted advisor. There are some further follow-up questions you could get here, to establish a clearer picture of why they're looking to purchase something, and you could get information which could help you further along down the process. For example, you could ask what level of spec they're building to. Is this going to be the forever home? Knowing these things could help guide you to a more appropriate product to recommend. And then once you've established why they're there in the first place, you can move into product awareness phase. Because there is so much information out there online, the prospect almost doesn't need you. They have enough info to go online and guide them, but you should have info that they didn't know they needed. That's why being an expert around your products is a big plus. Next, I'll usually ask or follow up with have you seen anything online that you liked? If no, then what have you had in the past? And if they say what have they had in the past, follow up with did you like the X, Y, and Z you had in the past? Or did you like the X you had in the past? Why did you like it? Why did you not like it? If they say yes, to looking online, they've seen things they liked online, ask them what they've seen that they liked. Here you'll find out what they like and what they don't like about current products, or what they've had in the past, what they liked and what they didn't like. Next, I'll usually ask, and if you're going to get an X, Y, and Z, what would be kind of your ideal criteria, or what would you be looking for? Doing this helps you kind of find out what specifically they're looking for in a new X, Y, and Z. Once you know this, you're able to recommend the products that would be most suitable for them. Because there are a lot of like options and specifications with what we sell, it's good to find out this info. They could respond with like what size they're looking for if it was a washing machine, or what refresh rate they're looking for if it was a TV, for instance. They might just respond with that they're looking for something cheap. Some respond with I have no idea. This phase guides you towards the products you can explain and pitch, rather than just talking about random products and hoping that's what they're looking for. If they don't give you much info with this question, you can ask specific questions to uncover like the answers. Like, for example, you could ask, do you know what size you might be looking for? Are you looking for a front loader or a top loader? If it were a washing machine, for instance, is there a certain color you might be looking for? Do you have a preference for brand? Are there any brands you'd like to avoid? How important is picture quality for you? If it was a TV, for example, do you use the TV for gaming? Where will the product be placed? Does it need to fit into a certain space? What's in there currently? What do you currently have? Are you looking for gas, electric, or induction if it were a cooktop or an oven, for instance? And by this phase, you should have enough info to show them like your first product. I usually summarize what they've said, for example, or what they're looking for. And it looks like this. So it sounds like you're looking for an X that has Y and Z. Is that right? Now you can transition into your product pitch, which you can do like this. You start by saying, from what it sounds like, an X brand product might be the best fit for you, or the X might be the best fit for you. Would you like me to show that to you? Here you're getting permission to pitch and explain the product, rather than just starting with the pitch and pissing them off and throwing some pitch down their throat. Once you're in the pitch phase, focus on like 3 key elements of the product. 3 because it builds enough value in the product, and because it's enough info that it doesn't confuse people as well. For a washing machine, you could run with a pitch that looks like something like this. The X product has an 8 kg capacity, which means you have enough space for those large bulky loads, like if you're washing large bedding, for example. Does that make sense? And then you go, it does also have the add a garment function, which helps you, for example, like if you leave a sock in the bedroom and really want it washed, you can hit the add a garment and add that last piece of clothing last minute. And lastly, the spin speed goes up all the way to 1400 RPM, which means your clothes can come out drier with less water in them, which means less time on drying on the line, or less time in the dryer. You with me on that? And the price for the X, Y, and Z is blank. Follow up with this question once you've said that. Does that sound like it might be what you're looking for? They'll respond with yes or no. To help seal the deal, ask them what they like about the product you just spoke about. Like, you could go, what do you like about the X, Y, and Z? They'll tell you why they like the product you just talked about, which helps them persuade themselves in their mind why they should buy and why they want to buy that product. Now that you've pitched, it's pretty much time to ask for the sale. And I like doing this in a casual way without being very pushy, and almost get the prospect to suggest buying the product. You could ask, would that work for you? You could even try, if you were going to get this, would you like us to install it or just drop it off? Or would you like to go with this one? Most of the time you'll get a yes and close the sale. Sometimes you might get an objection like, I just need to check it over with my husband or my partner. And because these are household products and everyone in the home will normally be using them, I generally don't push too hard on, I need to check it over with my partner. I don't want them to feel pressured to buy, because I want them to feel comfortable coming back when they need something again. You could say, that's not a problem. Is there any reason you wouldn't go with this? They might say no, which at that point, give your card, print them a quote with a spec sheet, etc. Try to get the info if it's a new customer, because then you can follow up with them as well. If they say yes, there is a reason they wouldn't go ahead, then you've uncovered a reason why they won't buy it. It could be a price. Then you could offer a cheaper option, or see that if they'd be open to a finance plan to make the cost more digestible for them. It could be that they need a bigger machine, for example. Here you're just clarifying why they wouldn't go ahead. Then you adjust to the thing that they would be actually more comfortable going with. You're just trying to help them find the product that would be most suitable for them. It's not a rejection of you, it's just a rejection of the product. Remember, you're there to help them solve their problems. And once you've received a yes, you can shift into the lockup phase, where you take the money in and pretty much seal the deal. You could say, so awesome, the next step from here would be to arrange a day and time for delivery of your new X, Y, and Z. We take most payment cards, Gem, Visa, Q card, or even bank transfer. What would be the easiest payment method for you? The most important part here is is managing customer expectations. It's kind of like letting them know what the next steps are and what's going to happen once they pay. It could sound something like this. So since the unit has been ordered, it should be here in about 3 to 5 working days. From there, our delivery manager will call to arrange a day and time for installation with you. Just let them know what day works for you. We can usually work around most people's schedules as we deliver every day. Does that sound good? And once you've taken the money, let them know what the next steps are, and ask them this question: is there anything else you need from me, or is there anything else I can help with? You ask this because they may still need more info about what's happening, or they may have a question about something random. They may need more clarifying information about what they've just purchased, or they may need you to help with something else. Anyway, I hope that helps. That's just my framework I use to make sales. It's helped me collect around 2.5 million so far. I hope it can help you on your journey. By no means an expert, this is just what has helped me so far. Before I go, and I'd love to share with you one last piece of info. When I first started in sales, I saw myself as just an employee. I was there to make sales for the company and would just do what was required. And eventually I discovered that sales is my business. I'm in charge of the outcomes I receive. If the store is quiet or if there isn't much foot traffic, it's my responsibility to find ways to generate more revenue for myself and for the business. And there are some simple ways you could go about generating more business for yourself as a salesperson. And the more responsibility you take for the outcomes you're receiving and the amount of sales you're making, then the better you'll do. You'll also make more money and be seen as more valuable by the company you're working with. And some easy ways to generate more business for yourself or to take ownership of sales as your own business are: you could ask for referrals, reach out to recent clients to see how they're going with their new product, and ask if they know anyone else who might be looking for the same. You could reach out to past clients, maybe one you haven't seen in a little bit, ask them how things are going with their appliances. By reaching out, you show that you care and also become front of mind again. They may let you know that they're looking for something else or for something new as well. You could also create info content for prospects. I'm a big believer in creating value for customers. If you can create info to help prospects in a buying process, this will be super valuable to them and could help you lock in more sales. For instance, I'm working on a few buying guides for certain products, which I'll be able to give to people looking to purchase. This will provide value for the prospect, help them make a buying choice, and separate myself from and the company from competitors. Because what we sell are commodities, meaning there are a dozen different places people can buy the same products from, it's important to separate yourself and find ways to decommoditize yourself and the company and provide a different experience that isn't available elsewhere. Becoming the leading source of information is a solid way to do that, I believe. So in closing, sales is just a process of helping prospects find what they're looking for. You're connecting people with problems to the solutions that are required. And by having a process and a framework that you follow each time, you're able to get measurable results. Importantly, having a framework helps you look at your process and see which parts are not productive or perhaps limiting your sales success, which helps you make the changes you need to have more sales success. Wherever you work, sales is your business. You're in charge of the outcomes you receive. It's not enough to rely on what the company is doing. Get out there and look for opportunities. If you love helping people and solving problems, sales can be one of the most rewarding games, I believe. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're listening to this as a podcast, feel free to leave a review. It would mean the world to me, honestly. Enjoy the rest of your day and subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with what I post next. Thanks for giving me a small slice of your attention. I hope this provided a return on your time that you invested. See you next time. Bye.